I've been doing this long enough to know when something real is happening versus when it's just media noise. I've been around the NBA content world long enough to recognize the difference between a planted rumor designed to generate clicks and genuine leaking through the cracks information that somebody didn't mean to let slip. And what happened on First Take this morning was unequivocally, unmistakably, without any shadow of a doubt the latter. Real information accidentally leaked. On live national television by Jarrett Allen's own agent, and the team that every single clue, every single word choice, every single awkward pause and knowing smile pointed toward was the Los Angeles Lakers. I know that's a massive claim. I know that sounds insane given the Lakers' current cap situation and roster construction and the fact that they're about to go into the playoffs without two of their best players. But after watching 15 minutes of the most accidentally revealing interview in ESPN history, I'm telling you right now, the Lakers are about to add Jarrett Allen, and everything I'm about to tell you is going to make you understand why I'm so certain. Hey, what's up everyone? Real quick before we get into everything, that like button is literally what determines if this reaches hundreds or thousands of fans. Takes 1 second, but makes a huge impact on the channel's growth. Just smash that like button right now. It's the easiest thing you can do, but honestly, the biggest way to support this content. Every single like pushes this further, so hit it now. Here's the setup. First Take was in the middle of a Lakers segment. They were breaking down the Oklahoma City blowout from last night. They were discussing the stat that the Lakers are minus 25 points per 100 possessions and 500 possessions when LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves are all off the floor. They were talking about how Rob Pelinka has failed to build any depth around the stars. It was a brutal segment for the Lakers. And then Shams mentioned that he'd been hearing the name Jarrett Allen connected to several teams, including one he described as a major market franchise with championship aspirations and an immediate need for interior presence. And before anyone could even process that sentence, the producers cut to a video call with Allen's agent, and that's when everything changed. The first question came from Stephen A., and it was a setup disguised as a simple inquiry. He said, "Sir, we know your client is someone who multiple teams have interest in. Without naming names, can you describe the type of organization that Jarrett is most interested in joining?" And the agent, who was clearly prepared with talking points but not prepared for the level of specificity the questions would eventually reach, said, "Jarrett wants to be in a situation where he can compete for a championship alongside elite talent. He wants to play with players who are going to be in the Hall of Fame. He wants to be part of a legacy, not just a basketball team, and he wants to be in a market where winning matters more than anything else. Players who are going to be in the Hall of Fame, part of a legacy, a market where winning matters more than anything else." I need to break this down because every single phrase in that sentence points in one direction. Hall of Fame players narrows it to a handful of teams. LeBron James is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Anthony Davis, when healthy, will likely be a Hall of Famer. That description fits the Lakers perfectly. Part of a legacy is Lakers language. The Lakers franchise is legacy. 16 championships, Magic, Kareem, Shaq, Kobe, LeBron. The franchise is built on legacy, and a market where winning matters more than anything else is Los Angeles to a T. The pressure to win in LA is greater than anywhere else in the NBA. The agent could have said a competitive organization. He could have said a playoff team. Instead, he chose words that specifically evoked the Lakers' brand identity. That was not an accident. Then Stephen A. pushed harder. He said, "Let me be specific. LeBron James is in the final stretch of his career. He's 41 years old. He needs help. The Lakers need a center who can protect the rim, rebound, finish at the basket, and play alongside Anthony Davis." Does Jarrett Allen see himself as that player? And the agent's response made me literally point at my television screen and yell. He said, "Jarrett has always admired LeBron James, professionally and personally, and he's spoken about how playing alongside elite frontcourt players would allow him to be the best version of himself. He doesn't need to be the star, he needs to be the anchor. He has always admired LeBron James, playing alongside elite frontcourt players. He doesn't need to be the star, he needs to be the anchor." Listen to what the agent just told us. He told us Allen admires LeBron. That's personal. That's not a generic "he respects greatness" statement. He has specifically thought about playing with this man. And playing alongside elite frontcourt players is a direct reference to Anthony Davis, because there is no elite frontcourt player more compatible with Jarrett Allen's skill set than Anthony Davis. Allen protects the rim so AD can roam. Allen rebounds so AD can leak out in transition. Allen sets screens so the guards can create. Allen does all the dirty work that allows the stars to shine. And the phrase, "he doesn't need to be the star, he needs to be the anchor," is a mission statement for what Allen would be on the Lakers. The anchor, the foundation, the player who everything else is built on top of. Shams then asked the question about timeline, and the agent's answer was the most revealing moment of the entire interview. Shams said, "The Lakers are heading into a first-round playoff series potentially without Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. Is there any urgency to get Jarrett's situation resolved quickly?" And the agent said, "Look, everyone involved understands the landscape. There are teams that are in win-now mode who could benefit from Jarrett's skill set immediately." And I think it's fair to say that both sides in any potential transaction would prefer to move quickly rather than wait. The playoffs create a natural deadline that everyone is aware of. Both sides would prefer to move quickly. The playoffs create a natural deadline. That is the most transparent piece of timeline information an agent can give without directly confirming a deal is in progress. He's telling us that negotiations are active, that there's urgency on both ends, and that the goal is to get something done before the playoffs start. For the Lakers, who are potentially facing Houston in the first round without two of their three best players, adding an all-star caliber center before Game 1 would be a franchise-altering move, and the agent just told us that's exactly what everyone involved is trying to do. And then came the moment that I think will be replayed on every sports show for the next week. Stephen A., who had been building toward this question the entire interview, said, "I'm going to ask you something, and I want you to look me in the eye when you answer it. Is Jarrett Allen going to be a Laker?" And the agent paused. He took a long breath. He looked directly at the camera, and he said, "Stephen A., you know I can't answer that directly, but what I will say is this. Jarrett's next chapter is going to be with an organization that values winning above all else. An organization with a championship pedigree. An organization where his specific skill set will be maximized alongside generational talent. Draw whatever conclusions you want from that. An organization that values winning above all else. Championship pedigree. Generational talent." He literally described the Los Angeles Lakers without saying the words Los Angeles Lakers. He gave us the ingredients and told us to bake the cake ourselves. And when Stephen A. pointed that out, when he said, "Sir, you just described the Lakers," the agent didn't deny it. He didn't correct the record. He didn't say, "I wasn't talking about any specific team." He just smiled and said, "I described what Jarrett values. That's all I did." That's the most telling non-denial in the history of sports agent interviews. He was given the opportunity to shut down the Lakers connection, and he chose not to take it. In agent speak, that is a confirmation. Now let me give you my basketball analysis, because the fit between Allen and the Lakers is something that I've been thinking about since this interview ended, and it's almost too perfect. The Lakers' biggest problem right now, beyond the injuries to Luka and Reeves, is that they don't have a player who can protect the rim while also being productive enough offensively to not be a liability on that end. DeAndre Ayton has been inconsistent. Jackson Hayes is athletic, but limited. The center rotation has been a revolving door of mediocrity. And when you combine that with the fact that AD has been asked to carry the defensive load almost entirely by himself, you get a recipe for physical breakdown and eventual injury. AD cannot protect the rim for 48 minutes every game. He needs help. He needs someone who can share that burden, and Jarrett Allen is the perfect partner for that. Think about what a starting front court of Allen and AD looks like. On defense, you have two legitimate rim protectors who can rotate and cover for each other. When AD steps out to contest a three-pointer, Allen is there to protect the basket. When Allen gets drawn out by a pick and roll, AD is there as the help defender. The rim is never unprotected, the paint is never empty. Opposing teams can't get easy layups because no matter which side they attack from, there's a 7-footer waiting for them. That kind of dual rim protection is almost impossible to find in the NBA. And it would immediately vault the Lakers' defense from good to elite. On offense, Allen doesn't need the ball. He doesn't need plays called for him. He doesn't need touches to stay engaged. He impacts the game through screens, rolls, offensive rebounds, and finishes at the rim. He's the kind of player who scores 12 to 15 points a game without anyone specifically trying to get him the ball. He just finds ways to be productive within the flow of the offense. And for a Lakers team that needs every possession to count, that needs efficiency and production from every player on the floor, Allen's ability to generate offense without ball handling or shot creation is invaluable. LeBron drives, draws the defense, and kicks it to Allen at the rim for an easy finish. LeBron runs pick and roll, Allen sets the screen and rolls, and LeBron finds him for a lob. LeBron posts up, the defense doubles, and Allen positions himself for an offensive rebound. Every single LeBron possession becomes more efficient with Allen on the floor because Allen creates finishing opportunities that don't exist with the Lakers' current center options. And here's the part that I think makes this move transformative for the Lakers' playoff hopes specifically. Against Houston, which is the team the Lakers are most likely to face in the first round, the Rockets have Alperen Sengun, who just destroyed Porzingis. They have size and physicality that most teams can't match, but Jarrett Allen can match it. Allen is 6'11", 240 pounds of muscle. He's not going to get pushed around by Sengun. He's not going to get bullied in the post. He's going to compete physically on every single play. And that physical competition at the center position is the difference between the Rockets running the Lakers out of the gym and the Lakers being competitive enough to keep things close and give LeBron a chance to steal games with his fourth quarter brilliance. I also want to address the broader implications because this is about more than just the first round. If the Lakers add Allen and manage to get past Houston, they suddenly become a team that nobody wants to face in the second round. Because Allen and AD together is the most dominant defensive frontcourt in the Western Conference. It's a frontcourt that can match up with any team's size and physicality. It's a frontcourt that can anchor a defense good enough to win a championship. And with LeBron still capable of putting up 38 and 8 in the playoffs, with Luka potentially returning at some point during the postseason, with Reeves potentially coming back, the Lakers with Allen become a genuinely terrifying proposition for any team in the West. So here's my final assessment. Based on everything I witnessed on First Take this morning, based on every word Jarrett Allen's agent said and didn't say, based on every pause and smile and carefully chosen phrase that pointed directly at the Lakers, I believe a deal is imminent. The agent told us Allen admires LeBron. He told us Allen wants to play alongside elite frontcourt players. He told us Allen wants to be an anchor on a championship pedigree organization. He told us there's urgency to get a deal done before the playoffs. And when directly asked if Allen was going to be a Laker, he refused to deny it. In the world of NBA agent speak, that's about as close to a confirmation as you can possibly get without a press release. Lakers fans, this is the move that changes everything. This is the center you've been begging for. This is the defensive anchor that AD needs alongside him. This is the pick and roll partner that maximizes LeBron's playmaking. This is the missing piece that transforms the Lakers from a team hoping to survive the first round into a legitimate championship threat. And based on what I watched this morning, it's happening. Subscribe, comment, turn on notifications, because the next video I post might be the one where I'm telling you that Jarrett Allen is officially a Los Angeles Laker, and you do not want to miss that. Let's go.